Alright guys, so here we have the creation, the result of the creation of a Holmes 16-inch pedestal fan, model HASF 1516, with the 5 blades and the Swirly bases. That fan was okay. So apparently so it's a pedestal fan that was from I guess around 1999 to 2000 maybe. I don't know, but it was a pretty old fan, and I don't really see much videos on that one as I do like the 3-blade models. But this one had like this really base, same as the 3-blade models, and I believe Jordan U would have had like a bunch of the 3-blade ones, and he only had like one 5-blade one from this year. From I'm not sure, but anyway. So of course this is not a Holmes, so I'll tell you guys how I made this. So I showed you guys how I made this fan in my last video. So it's got so basically how I made this was I took my I believe 2019 Lasco, let's see, Lasco 16-inch pedestal fan model S16500. It's not a 5-blade fan, it's a 3-blade fan, and the blade is from, I only have one pedestal fan that has the same blade as the Holmes fan from, it's the 16-inch Optimus fan right there, which actually has a different blade shaft shape. It's like flat on one end instead of like the 2 roll pins like on that's the original blade from the Lasco fan. And Holmes actually had a very similar blade to this fan. Not this Holmes. By the way, this is a Holmes 20-inch digital pedestal fan right here, from I guess 2017. They don't make these ones anymore. They make a 5-blade version, but that's not the topic of this fan. And this thing is huge. It just looks really big in the frame. But I used the blade from this fan, and it actually works on this fan too, considering it being like a different shaft shape. But it does work with this blade. Well, not well. Oh my god, this camera keeps falling down. I have the camera stand on my bed, so it's not gonna be a flat surface. And my ceiling fan, I'm sorry about that. I need a fan to use in this room, so basically my ceiling fan is a pretty ceiling fan that I don't really care about. But this fan, it's a Lasco fan, so it does tilt. Oh Jesus. Well, like I said, the blade works on this shaped shaft. Well, sometimes, because I've tested this a few times, and I found that the blade would fall off the shaft or even stay on the shaft and make a scratching sound. I don't know, hopefully it doesn't do that in this video, otherwise I might have to take the fan apart again and just try to reposition the blade. And although the blade looks green, it's not, it's gray. You can see here. Yeah, you can see the blade is gray. But it's whatever. It's out of frame. There's the back. And actually, This does not have the swirl base. This has the actual multi-purpose Laska fan base. But yeah, it's the same thing for speeds and oscillation. But it's I don't know. But this fan, even like I said, even though it has a different shaft shape, it still performs pretty well. So we're gonna do and tilt it up a little bit here. This guard is a little loose. I hope this blade does not fall off while in operation. So then turn it on. Here's high. Pretty good airflow. But the fan is horribly out of balance. It's shaking very badly. I mean, I mentioned it before when I made the videos for the Optimus fan, but this, I mean, with the original blade for the Laska fan, it doesn't shake at all. With this blade, it's making the fan shake just violently. But so far the blade is not falling off the shaft, and there's no scratching noises, so that's good. Zoom in a little bit here. Medium. The switch has a lot of play in it. And I recall correctly that this has a really quiet and silent medium. You can't really hear it other than my ceiling fan. My ceiling fan's just annoying. I don't even know what happened to it. It should just make like a really quiet whirring sound. Just the worst ceiling fan ever. But this fan is just so quiet. I mean, it's not blowing a whole lot of air, but if you wanted like a small breeze, like at your desk or something, this would work. But for like a large bedroom or even a small bedroom, this would not work at all. But the fan is incredibly silent. Well, it's not silent until we get to low speed. So here's low speed. And now you can barely hear it since it's on a low speed. Fan is still shaking. I mean, it's on low speed. I think there's a lot of the blade has gotten warped over time, so it's just shaking real badly. It does oscillate as usual. The oscillator is very slow because of how slow the fan is moving. I really hope that blade does not come loose. Like I said, I ran this fan a couple of times and the blade actually has gone loose. And it wasn't properly running. It has really smooth oscillation. But other than this, I mean, it's a cool creation, but it's not a great performing creation. So, I guess this, um, I guess this does kind of replicate a Holmes, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if you guys think this looks like a Holmes Pedestal fan. I'd honestly would just use it on high because that's the only speed that produces enough air. It's still actually fairly quiet still. But yeah. Let me go ahead and shut this off and do a spin down. I mean, it still has a pretty good spin down time. I mean, usually I'd have to wait for this fan's motor to warm up so that the shaft can free up. I might oil it soon, but anyway. So there's my creation of what could have been a Holmes 16 Pedestal. Thanks for watching. As always, peace.